doing? So I just made a video and it didn't record. I need like an assistant or something because this is not okay. But so this video today is going to be not beauty related, not a box related, not snack related, not a competition, not anything like that, no challenges. It is just my straight up opinion and what I have been seeing on social media, which, you know, I like to talk, so I thought this video would be perfect, and I thought maybe this is something that I actually want to start doing on social media. And it's just cool to kind of give out your opinion, but also just to hear other people's opinions as well. I came across a article that said a school was starting to ban expensive coats being worn at school to help out with poverty shaming. Now, when I read this, I kind of I laughed in a little way because I don't understand. I understand what the teacher was trying to do, or I understand what the head principal was trying to do in this case, but at the same time, is that really such a big deal to wear coats that are expensive to school? I don't understand. I could understand the kids that feel like, oh, I really wish I had that coat, or oh, I really wish, you know, my parents were able to afford this, or I was able to afford this. But at the same time, that's life. You will never be able to hide from stuff like that. You'll never be able to restrain people from buying expensive things because you don't feel okay from it. Now, in my opinion, I feel like this is the best thing for a life lesson. Now, I've always thought that there should have been there should be like a class designated just for life, just for things that go through your head and you're like, dude, how do I overcome this? Or, you know, why is this like this? And why are there wealthier people than me or my family? Or why is this person in poverty? Or just stuff like that. Just going through poverty, going through wealth, just speaking of those situations and speaking of reality itself after school. When you step out of those walls in school, and when you are done or graduated from high school, middle school, elementary school, all of that together, you'll realize that everything that they tried to keep away from you, that your parents tried to protect you from, which I'm not saying is the wrong thing, that it is going to overbear you like no other. It is going to come at you like a bullet. It is crazy the things that in high school that they try not to open up or confront about life, but I think that is the most important thing, is talking about situations that happen in reality. Now, I'm not saying the stuff that they do teach at school isn't important. I think it is very important to people who are trying to pursue college and who are trying to go on in life. Do an 8-year plan, be a doctor, be a nurse, be a lawyer, all of this stuff with business. If it weren't for school, we wouldn't have any of this stuff. But at the same time, I feel like there should be a class that needs to be taken, or you know, times where you have inspirational speakers coming in and talking to you about reality and talking to you about the different aspects you're going to go through life. Now, in my opinion, I feel like parents, I feel like teachers are very, there's a few that will sensitize their children, and not even like, even in my age group, I feel like there's so many sensitive people nowadays, and people are just like, oh, I can't believe you said this, you hurt my feelings. I can't believe you wore that shirt, you hurt my feelings. I can't believe you're doing this, you hurt my feelings. I can't believe you believe in this religion, you hurt my feelings. Honey, sir, ma'am, whatever you want to be called, that is life. Like, you are going to run into these situations and you better be head on with them. And if you don't like it, leave. That's it. Like, if you don't like the situation that's going on and you can't make a change, then step out of that situation. Don't surround yourself with those people if it makes you feel bad. And with this whole coat situation, it's like, let these people wear what they want to wear. If their parents got them an expensive coat, wear it. What if somebody that was living life without any money, they were living life poorly, like, they just didn't have enough to manage through, their family was going through hard times, but his mom or her mom and dad or whatever, their superiors at home were able to manage to buy them a coat that was worth $500, that was worth $600. You're gonna not let them wear that to school? It's just, I feel like it's idiotic. I understand where she's coming from, and I understand the parents that agree with this and people who do agree with this, but at the same time, it's, you gotta let these kids go through things in order to deal with reality afterwards. When they become adults, they have to understand they're going to see people in Gucci. They're going to see people in Louis Vuitton. They're going to see people who are wearing or driving or living in more expensive areas, or they're just living more lavishly, let's say, than they are. But they have to understand they got there for a reason. You don't know those people's lives. You don't know what goes behind those closed doors. You don't know what the rich girl or boy is going through when they go home. You don't know what they have to deal with or what they have to do in order to, just stuff like that. And you don't know what the child in a basic sweater goes home to. Maybe they go home to a happy family. Maybe they don't go to home to a happy family. Maybe they're going through so much and you guys are trying to take away coats. That's your guys' most important aspect of taking away. That's what you call from trying to demonetize bullying. That's what you guys think bullying is. Honestly, that is not even... It's like... I went to a school where people drove Audis, people drove BMWs, the newest kind, the most expensive cars, and I rode up in a freaking 1999 Toyota Solara that my dad had gotten me, and I was very thankful for, because, I was taught that you're not going to get those things that you want in life, and they're not important, and that expensive car isn't important. But hey, if you can afford it, why not get it? Am I right? If that's what you want to spend your money on, cool, go spend your money on that. If you don't want to, great. I know there's a lot of millionaires and billionaires out there that don't spend their money on certain things like that, and they would rather spend it on vacations, or they would rather invest. Just, it's like, this can go on forever and ever, and I can talk about it as much as I want. But like, my point is, if you're really trying to refrain from bullying, you need to sit those kids down and teach them, have a class about it. Have life lessons. Teach them the differences of life. There are going to be different sides of everything. Get those people in there. Volunteers, people who can speak on behalf of poverty, people who can speak on behalf of wealth. Everything, just the real meaning of life. If you can have those life speakers actually come to the school, teach for you, you understand what a dramatic change it will have. You will never get rid of bullying. You will never get rid of racism. You will never get rid of these things. They will always be here. It is 2018 and people are still getting shamed. People are still getting judged. It is humans. Humans will be humans. I'm not saying it is right. I'm not saying this is a correct thing to do. It is false and I don't agree with it whatsoever. But you will go through this. It's just life in general. And unfortunately, this is how it's having, like, this is what it's going to be. And I feel unfortunate for the people that have to go through poverty shaming, that have to go through so much in life, bullying, that have to go through racism, all of this stuff. It is the worst. But at the same time, it's 2018 and we've made a huge difference, but you know, stopping kids from wearing expensive coats isn't going to make much of a difference. The only thing it's going to do is just let those kids who are going through some issues at home with money say, you know what, later on when I'm out of high school, when I'm out of college, yada yada yada, whatever, I can just go up to my boss and say, I feel uncomfortable working here because Linda has a pair of Gucci heels that I can afford and I feel uncomfortable and I feel like, you know, that shouldn't be allowed. That's just how I see it. That's my opinion. I don't know if you guys understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm just trying to be real. Like, I'm a compassionate person. I can understand. I can sit down and I can feel bad for someone. But at the same time, it's like, snap right back into it. It's reality. You go through stuff and it's just what it is. Unfortunately, there's things that we can't get rid of and it sucks. But you know, if we can sit down and talk to people and teach them reality and teach them what really goes on in this world, then I think it would make a big difference. But, you know, not letting kids wear what they want to wear is just kind of like, eh. You know, you're just kind of taking away a life lesson for them. All I know is if I saw a kid wearing $1,000 coat here, right now, with the age I am, and I really liked it, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to work so hard to go get that coat. Or what I can do is say, you know what, like, I really don't need it and I can't afford that right now and I'd rather spend my money on something that is more useful for me, then that's what I will do as well. But, you know, I just feel like kids need to be talked to more than needing to be super, super protective and, you know, not let them go through this stuff and not let them see this. But when they're out of your hands, they're going to see things that you have been trying to protect them from, but you can't protect them anymore. So that was my aspect on this, and that was just, I kind of wanted to share my opinion on it, and I do want to hear your guys' opinions as well. So please leave that comment down below and I want to reply to you guys. I want to talk to you guys about this and I want to hear your guys' opinions. And I think it's cool to hear people's opinions on articles. I love articles. So I was like, why not make it a thing where I can actually voice my opinion in a nice way? So I do want to hear your guys' opinions. So just make sure to leave that comment down below so I can see what your guys' take is on this whole situation. And also don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe if you guys are interested in my videos. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you.